What's up, Greenies? It's Mr. Parrot here with your video for Tuesday, March 31st, 2020. Let's start talking about some general announcements. First up on the general announcements, hey, it's a great day to be a junior Potter. And make sure you fill out that attendance form by 11 o'clock a.m. We're getting better and better at it every day. But there's still some of you that are struggling to get up by 11 a.m. to put in your information. Make sure that you do that, please, for us. Second, kind of announcements. I mentioned some of this on Monday's video, but things probably are going to change with how things are going to be graded since we're moving out of the Act of God days and into this distance learning environment that we've already kind of been implementing. But now statewide, everybody is implementing it, so some things are going to change as far as some of those materials will go. I will let you know as soon as we know how that is going to be rolled out. They're still talking about it right now, so we'll know as soon as we know, we'll pass that along to you. Wednesday, we're considering it to be a Teachers Institute Day, just like our normal Leadership Academy, because it is the 1st of April, so it's that first Wednesday of the month. So normally we'd be having that half day where teachers get together in the afternoon anyways. So we're still going to do that, but it's just going to be an all-day kind of thing. So that means there's going to be no new assignments pushed out. And for those of you that are lagging behind, I guess, for lack of a better word, has a chance to catch up for a day there to hopefully make sure that everything is on track before heading into spring break coming up on Friday there at the end of the day. Also, just a little reminder that we are here and available for any of your needs whenever you need to contact us or have a question or anything. I'm sorry that you lost your shovel, Blake. Maybe you can use one of the other 4 shovels that you have. We are playing Animal Crossing in the household, and he has broken his shovel again. So he had to come and tell me about that. Google Meets, available on request if you need them. I'm going to have one on Thursday at some point. Time is to be announced. I'll announce it probably at some point, either on Tuesday evening, Wednesday morning. It'll probably be the only post I make on Wednesday, just letting you know when that is going to be. It'll primarily be able to help with anything dealing with the day one debating that's going to happen with our assignment here, and or how to use Flipgrid, because we're going to use Flipgrid on Thursday, so I'll be around to help answer some questions regarding that kind of stuff. So it'll probably be either in the morning or in the early afternoon. I have to just make sure that I will not overlap with any other teachers who are planning to do a similar thing. We don't want to split the audience. We want to make sure that we are able to be there for you, but not double book you, so to say. But if you have any questions, no matter what, do not hesitate to throw open an email and just send it. It doesn't matter if you're working on it during the morning or during the evening. We'll eventually check them. So make sure that you're just letting us know if there's something that's not making complete sense there. Just remember, we're here for you. With that being said, let's dig into your assignment today dealing with our genetically modified organisms. I'm going to bring it up full screen here just so that we can see it a little bit better here. Genetically modified organisms. Remember, what those are is our GMOs. And if you look at, go to your cabinet or pantry right now, you'll probably see that GMO label or on something, or maybe the opposite, that you don't see it on things, and that you'll see that something will say GMO free, because there's a debate of whether or not we should actually be doing this genetic modification, because it's not as simple as the artificial stuff that we've been doing, where we just selectively breed in the better traits and the cows get bigger, or the corn gets bigger, or the apples get juicier, whatever we want the trait to be, and we pass that along. The dairy cows are producing more dairy. whatever the case may be. That's more natural because those are traits and we have to breed them. It has to go through, the whole mama, papa, offspring, that kind of business going on. Whereas the GMOs, it's debated if we should be doing this because we're basically tampering with an organism's DNA and they have no choice in the matter because of it. So that's what you're going to be debating upon today, is whether or not we should be doing this. Zoom in on the screen here just so you can get a little bit more of what we're doing. And this is split up into 3 parts. So I'll go through the first part more in depth today. I'll hint at a little bit about what part 2 and what part 3 are, because you can work ahead on this. Before I dig into any of the instructions, this is going to be due on Friday, 5 o'clock p.m., because we want to make sure that you get it done before spring break actually happens. So we're not going to make it due on like the Monday during your spring break or the Monday after spring break, because that's way too much time there. We want to make sure that you get it done before spring break so that you can enjoy spring break and just have a clear plate, so to say, so you don't have to worry about anything for, a week and some change there. So if you want to work ahead and get things done, that option is available to you. All 3 of the days are going to be in this document, and I'll run through them all in this video in case you just want to get done with things today. That's more power to you. But our debate question is this thing in pink or orange or red or whatever that color is that we selected there. It's going to be, do you think crops and animals should be genetically modified to produce more of them more quickly? So do you think we should use this genetically modified capabilities of splicing in their DNA, mixing in bacteria and grass DNA into rice in order for the rice to produce vitamin A, or going into the DNA and turning off the apple browning protein that's inside of there that causes the protein to turn brown when it's cut open? Do you think we should be doing that and mass producing these things? There are strong opinions out there that go one way or the other. There's pros and there's cons to that. So here's what you're going to end up doing to help with us decide your debate. We created this nice little chart to kind of piece together your part of the argument. The first thing you're going to come up with, your initial statement. What that is what's your stance on the debate? Do you think that GMOs are okay to use, or do you think GMOs are not okay to use? That's basically what you're coming up with for your explanation in that one, for your statement. I believe that GMOs should not be used. I do believe GMOs are to be used. Those are 2 perfectly good initial statements for both sides of the argument. Then what you're going to do is you're going to give me 3, count them, 3, 1, 2, 3 supporting details that explains what your evidence that you're using are of why they are good or why they are bad to be having these GMOs or not having these GMOs. So you can use a multitude of different resources for that. We have covered them in the Google Slides for the GMO stuff, and I will be posting a link to those. That's from a couple of days ago. I'll be reposting the Pear Deck link in case you want to go back and see what some of your answers were when you were going through the genetically modified things. We also had some pros and cons on there as well that you can feel free to utilize in your argument there. Or you can hit up the internet and just search for a bunch of pros and cons on the web, because there are lots of sites that are very anti-GMOs and some websites that are very pro-GMOs, so you can get some information off of those. Just make sure that when you do that, you're using a reliable resource. Don't just use like Yahoo Answers or something, because any Yahoo can go on there and put their stuff on. For each one of these, a clear thing here, we got it bolded and underlined here. For each one of them, we want a complete sentence for this. You have 4 things that you're doing, so that's 4 sentences for today's stuff. When you go over here, you can just copy and paste the email link, or not the email, but the internet link that you used. If you got it from the notes, you can just put notes down if you got the information from the notes, because you're still citing your resource there. You should probably have at least 1 resource that is not from the notes, so go out there, find some of the other information that's presented out there. Day 2, if you want to do day 2, you're going to be doing a flip grid. I'm going to go through this very quickly because I'll have another video kind of breaking this down. But if you want to work ahead, you click on this link here. That goes to the Flipgrid. You'll have to sign in. If you do not have the app, you need to go to the App Store and download it. If that's causing you troubles, send me an email. We can try to figure it out through the, either email or Google Meet as far as whatever is happening with that and whatever goes with that. But you'll sign in with Google. Sign in with Google here. Log in, boom. And then right up at the top here, you're going to click what hour you're in. And this has both myself and Mrs. Ewing's hours. So you'll have access to everybody's, but you just got to choose the correct hour. And then down here where it has this giant plus button, you record. And boom, and it's going to say whether or not you want to record things. I'm not doing that because I'm recording a video right now, so it's trying to block it. But that's how you essentially do that. For day 3, you're going to watch somebody else's video that is out there. It doesn't matter who it's from, what class it's from. You just got to tell us what their first and last name is. What do you think about it? As it says here, 2 complete sentences. And whether you strongly agree or why you disagree with it. And that's going to be in 3 sentences. And you're going to do one of those for the same side of the reaction and one for the opposing viewpoint there to make sure that you've looked at all of them. And then once you're done, 3 days of this assignment, you're going to hit turn in and turn in that stuff onto the classroom by Friday, 5 p.m. so you can enjoy your break. If you have any questions, let me know. I know it's a little bit longer of a video here, but that's because I wanted to run through the entire assignment just in case you wanted to do it today and just knock it out of the park. But that's kind of everything that's going on there. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. Thursday, we'll have put in some kind of like office hour kind of thing where I'll set up a Google Meet and you can pop in and ask any questions that you want to about the Flipgrid stuff. I'm going to give you the first day to kind of tinker with it a little bit. Wednesday, if you're all caught up with things, take a break for stuff because it's kind of like a little brain break with things. And then Thursday, we'll pick things back up and kind of finish off the last 2 days before we enjoy a nice longer break there for spring break. And with that being said, we're going to sign off here. And with every sign off now, just want to say that it is a great day to be a junior Potter.